It's the Flow Friday Night Sports Show. Rain dancing pretty much all week since I spoke with our next guest this time last week. Now, has it worked? Has it been a failure? I'm not sure. Let's check in and find out. Jared Sampson to talk Eastern Eyre football and, more importantly, Central Eyre United. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. Rain Man. She's finally come through with the goods, hasn't it? So, good start of the week. Dreadful day on Monday, but plenty of rain come Monday night, Tuesday.
Well, it did work. Took some time, but I'll have to keep at it. Obviously, 10, 11 mil is not going to be enough, but it's a good start, I guess. You're going up and back in the paddock at the moment?
Yeah, mate. So, yeah, started to do a few more hours. Now there's a bit of moisture there. But, yeah, very happy that we've finally had a drink to get things out of the way. Hopefully it keeps coming now.
All right, good stuff. That is the Eastern Eyre Crop Report, or Central Eyre United Crop Report, all proudly brought to you by Jared Sampson, who is going up and back in the paddock at the moment. Let's talk about Central Eyre United on the field. At Kind Cutter, you welcomed the Eastern Rangers to town and put up a very good account of yourselves, I've got to say. The Rangers were too good in the end, 13-15-93 to Central Eyre United 8-10-58. But they never got away from you at any stage in this game, and you really stuck at it.
Yeah, probably our best game as a group yet, I think. It was good to have a weekend where we didn't hide behind the injuries. Actually got through a game undamaged, so great result for us, I think. A lot of young fellas really put their hand up and showed we've got some promising signs. So, a lot to take out of it, mate. There's definitely a lot more class than the Rangers side. That midfield's pretty formidable. But, yeah, start of each quarter for us was pretty happy how we come out the gate. Just probably lacked the class that Rangers had across the whole ground come then today. But happy with the result. Yeah, mate.
Sorry, you just dropped out there for a minute. No, that's fine. Let's have a look at, first of all, goal kickers. Clint Winter back, booted 4 for you. Chapman booted 2 for the Rangers. It was Jenner 3, Goulding 2, Benke 2. Benke, Storick, Kenny again, he's a star, and Sealy named in the best for the Rangers. But how about this for Central Eyre United? C. Waters, B. Waters, C. Winter, J. Sampson. Now, there are 2 J. Sampsons, of course. One, Jared Sampson and Jake Sampson, who was back on the weekend. I've done some investigation and come to the conclusion that it was Jared Sampson named in the best players for the first time this year. What do you get for that?
Not much, mate. Hat on the back, I'd imagine.
A game next week. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, might get the weekend off this weekend, maybe. Given we've got a bye.
Well, good stuff. Well done anyway. Let's have a look at the rest of the club. How did the day go for the Rezzies to start with? How did they go?
Yeah, a bit of a battle out there, mate. So we managed to get a point on the board. So obviously a lot of guys coming up, filling holes in the A grade and smacks B grade for 6. But we've got the depth to actually put a full side on the park these days, which is great. Niles O'Brien at the ripe old age of 43 made his Central Eyre United debut. So plenty of experience coming into the side there.
Gee whiz, indeed. So, yes, it was the Rangers 11-12-78 to Central Eyre United, just the 1 point. And best for Central Eyre United, Martin and Williams, but Benke, Mason, they booted the goals for the Eastern Rangers. If we have a look at the game that we were looking forward to the most, which was the Senior Colts clash, it was the Eastern Rangers who got hold of your boys this time around, 11-13-79, Central Eyre United 3-8-26.
Yeah, it was nothing in it at half time, so I think it was a goal the difference. But then, yeah, Rangers just kicked away after that. They opened the game right up, and our boys just couldn't get a score on the board. So, yeah, turnaround from the first game of the year. But, yeah, with up to half time, probably nothing in it. It's just they're bigger kids, and their on-ballers just run away with the game after that. So, thoughts with one of the young Eastern Rangers boys, though. He's had a pretty nasty break of his leg on the weekend and had a flight to Adelaide to put it back together again. So hopefully the young Allen lad's on the mend, mate. It's never nice seeing that with a young kid in distress and But, yeah, all the best thoughts with him. Hopefully it's a good recovery for him and see him on the park sooner rather than later.
That was obviously Jackson Allen, and we'll send him a shout-out because before he broke his leg, obviously kicked a couple of goals. So fingers crossed that he is all well and heals up quickly, Jared.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, yeah, he had a couple of snags before it happened and it looked like the game could have been in. But, yeah, unfortunately, yeah, these things happen. It's never nice to see. But credit to, yeah, very lucky to have someone like Craig Waters, local paramedic, who's actually umpiring the game. So, yeah, it's great to see volunteers we've got in the community. It'd be a long day without them. So credit to the trainers and the team to look after him while we're waiting for the doctor and the ambos. So hopefully it's a quick recovery.
Yep. For Central Eyre United in this game, Beard, Ryan, Tomney, B. O'Brien, and there he is again, C. Sampson, named in the best for the Storm. And the Junior Colts is where we will finish up. How did those youngsters go there on Cutter Oval?
Yeah, they're very similar to the B grade, mate. Just couldn't get a score on the board. So, but at the same time, can battle throughout. And again, I think they're just enjoying playing in a game where it's their own age group. So even though we may not be seeing the score on the board, they're actually out there playing against kids their own age and having a good time. So, yeah, it's, the wins will come eventually, mate, but at the same token, it's just a good stand playing competitive footy each week.
Indeed. The best for Central Eyre United in that game, the two Sampson boys, Barnes, Marshall and Oswald. The Eastern Rangers 10-16-76 to the Storm, no score. Jenna booted 3. Gee whiz, there's a name we've heard before. Not another one coming through kicking goals. Allen kicked 2. Schubert, Allen, Peters, both Peters, boys, and Kate Jenner are named in the best for the Rangers. So we'll go back now and have a look at the other A-grade match that was played last weekend. And I tell you what, she's a relatively tight competition these days at Eastern Eyre, but one thing that's always consistent is Kimba Districts, when they get in front, they are the best front runners in Eyre Peninsula football. They do not give up a lead. 17-8-1-10 to Cowell, 6-9-45. They had their neck in front early and did not squander that beyond half-time.
No, absolutely, mate. You summed it up. Kimba are a side you don't want to let get the jump on you early because it's extremely difficult to pull them back. So, yeah, you're right with the lead, though. It's great to see each game. It's going to be quite competitive towards the latter end of the year when everyone can get a full team on the park for sure. I think COVID having that year off has obviously taken its toll with a lot of soft tissue injuries, but as people build their fitness base, it's going to be a tough one tipping results come the end of the year because, it's all quite evenly matched once everyone's got the full squad out and about.
Spot on. You're exactly right. And I got to send a shout out to Cowell. They were actually 2 points up at half-time in this game, but it got away from them after the long break. 7-1 in that third quarter, put it to bed, and they don't give up those leads from there, as we said before. So, two good Kimba Districts, and that means we move on into this week's round of matches, which won't be featuring your Central Eyre United Storm. You've got the bye.
Yep, couldn't have come soon enough either, mate. Plenty of guys sore and battered, few injuries, so that extra week off, very timely. I think get a bit of the tractor legs out. Hopefully, most of us are winding up towards the latter half of next week, if not the week after. So, plenty of people may not be interested in the bye, but I haven't found any of our players that have even thought about knocking it back. They're quite looking forward to the weekend off. So, good weekend to recuperate.
I remember talking to Eastern Eyre players before the Rudall-Cleve merger when they had the 5 teams in then, and they all very much look forward to that bye. I think they had a 15-round season with 12 matches played, so 3 byes a year. Sounds all right, doesn't it?
It's bloody fantastic, mate. And it surprised me, but it's the young fellas that probably look forward to it the most. So gives them a chance to get away, have a weekend off. At the end of the day, footy's not everything anymore. So, gives them a bit of a social outlet as well instead of footy every week. So it's despite some strong voices probably saying a bye is no good, I think that time quite the majority enjoy it, and young kids who do want to play on that weekend, they've got the opportunity to head down to Lincoln, or we've got a few boys playing for Locke this weekend. So it's an opportunity to play footy if you want it, but the weekend's there to take off as well.
Good stuff. All right, we'll have a look at the A-grade matches and get your tips for the two that will be played. This is going to be a beauty, I reckon, at Arno Bay. Ports and Kimba Districts. Now, you'd say Kimba Districts obviously will start favourites here, but Ports on their home deck. They're building week by week. They'll push Kimba here.
They pushed Rangers all the way the other week. Not sure if Jeffrey Kemp's still out injured from the Kimba side, so he's worth 5 goals on his own, Kempy. So you take him out of the contest on a smaller oval. Ports have got some big bodies. It's a good game to watch, I think. They like their physical side, quite enjoy it. So they can cut the run out of the Kimba side. They'll definitely take it up to them. Probably be tipping Kimba, but at the same token, you take Kempy out that side, and it brings them back to the pack pretty quick.
Spot on. And Cowell will host the Eastern Rangers now. As I mentioned earlier, Cowell 2 points up at half-time against Kimba last week. Just can't play 4 consistent quarters of footy at the moment, the Cats. But they will have their moments in this game where they'll have plenty of the footy. It's just whether or not they can make it count.
Spot on, mate. A bit like what we've done the last month. We can run with the team for so long. We just can't put the whole 4 quarters together. So I imagine they'll be competitive. I just imagine Rangers will probably just run away with the game. A lot of class throughout the team. That midfield runs all day. So not sure Jack Kenny might be a bit sore after last week, whether he has a week off or not. But if Jack's out, Jess is in, and plenty of depth through that midfield. So Reece Benke was exceptional last week. He's class act and runs all day. So I'd imagine they'll have a win. I'd almost say comfortably, but it won't be a rollover. Cowell will be pretty tough to beat all day.
All right, well, look forward to seeing the results. Enjoy the week off, mate. Good luck getting that crop in, and we will catch up with you again next week. Enjoy the weekend off.
Cheers, mate. Just before we go, shout out to old Benny Hooper down in the Mallee too, mate. He awarded his life membership of BDP Crows last weekend. So, as you know as well as I do, fantastic club man, does a lot of stuff for that club. So, great recognition for an outstanding footy career and contribution to their community.
That is excellent information. Thank you very much for that, Jared. We'll be making use of that when we catch up with Hoops later in the program. I'm sure he's a modest type. He wouldn't have told us otherwise. So, good man. We'll make a bit of a song and dance about it later on. Thanks, mate.
No worries. That might be why he's dodged pre-season the last couple of years, mate. Starting the show, isn't it?
Good stuff. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, Ray. See you, mate.